Namaste, salam. Thank you, Sanjay, for the warm introduction. And thank you all for joining us tonight for our spring soiree. Before I begin my prepared remarks tonight, I wanted to take a moment to express our deepest condolences to the Sri Lankan community, which experienced unspeakable tragedy at this time 1 week ago. To all those who have been impacted by the violence, please know that we stand with you and that we are here to support you. As many of you know, I joined SAN in the summer of 2016, which means that I'll be approaching my 3rd anniversary this July. Yes. It's amazing how quickly time flies when you're having fun, staying woke, and joining the resistance. A few months after I arrived in 2016, SAN hosted its annual gala. It was October. Change was around the corner for the country and the community, but not the type of change I think many of us anticipated. During the following year, in October of 2017, we were reeling from shock. At SAN, it felt like we were running an obstacle course while simultaneously playing dodgeball. To say it was exhausting would be an understatement. But over the past 2 years, we've also gained clarity and our resolve has only deepened. At SAN, we are more committed than ever to protecting and empowering the community members we serve on a daily basis, especially when they have no place else to turn. We are like no other. And that's why I moved here from Washington, D.C. to Los Angeles to join SAN in the first place. The South Asian Network is like few other South Asian organizations in the U.S. We not only provide direct services in the areas of health and well-being, civic engagement and civil rights, and gender-based violence, all under one roof, but we also, whenever we can, we advocate publicly about the issues that impact our community, such as immigration, healthcare access, and sexual assault. We believe that in addition to providing direct services to our community members, it is important to tackle the systems that continue to oppress and exploit the most vulnerable. In 2018, we spoke up about the Me Too movement, submitted a public comment about adding a citizenship question to the 2020 census, and we created a video campaign in multiple South Asian languages on our iPhones to inform our community about the proposed changes to the public charge rule and how it may affect them. We also started new initiatives to deepen our work and impact, including launching one of the first South Asian community health worker programs in the United States. We expanded our gender-based violence work to include human trafficking. We led the only nonpartisan South Asian voter engagement effort in the LA area. And we have started to dip our toes into a housing counseling program that will serve as the foundation for our 4th programmatic pillar, an economic justice unit that we hope to officially announce next year. And we did this and much more while continuing to provide direct services to South Asians across the greater LA area. We assisted nearly 150 survivors of sexual assault and domestic violence last year. In fact, we saw a 143% increase in new cases as compared to the previous year. We helped over 170 individuals apply for citizenship and 135 community members enroll in Covered California and Medi-Cal. We also provided crucial patient navigation support to over 170 community members. And we continue to reach thousands of South Asians across Southern California through media, our newsletters, and events. And as I like to remind everyone, we do all of this with a very small staff. There are currently only 7 of us. I lead a team of rock stars who are deeply committed to serving our community. For example, just a few weeks ago, Nuthan Kafle, who's standing right over there doing the video, Nuthan Kafle, our gender-based violence program associate, she received an urgent call from a young woman, a new immigrant who spoke little English. This woman was being sexually assaulted by her partner. Nuthan drove from Artesia to Riverside County rescued the survivor from her home. She then took her to a police station, spent countless hours waiting to file a police report, and then drove the survivor back to Artesia, brought her groceries, sat with her to figure out a care plan, and checked her into a safe space. And then late at night, I think it was around 10:30 p.m., after a full day, Nuthan drove home back to her own family in West LA. Our team is resourceful, empathetic, compassionate, and they do their jobs with the highest degree of integrity and professionalism. This isn't their side gig, a hobby, something to pass the time. Contrary to what some people may think, we are not volunteers. This is our career. We are equipped with diverse academic and professional backgrounds that are relevant to the work we do. We are intergenerational and come from different life experiences, faith, cultural, and linguistic traditions that uniquely equip us to serve our community, understand the nuances and diversity of those we serve, think critically about change at all levels, and be strategic about our goals. I pointed Nuthan out to you. I'd like to introduce the others on our team now. Saima Hussain, our Deputy Director. Shakun Chugani, our Program Assistant. Ravina Vivani, our Mental Health Therapist. Our newest team member, Zainab Saida, our Community Outreach and Volunteer Coordinator. Where is Zainab? There she is. Who, by the way, we totally threw into the deep end. She started on Monday. And with Nina Sharmeen, who could not be with us tonight, our Program Associate for our health program. I encourage you to speak with them tonight and hear their perspectives on what we do and why it's so important. We are living in interesting times. So many of our community members are living under constant fear and anxiety due to the barrage of executive orders, legislative actions, and yes, even Supreme Court decisions that strip so many people in this country of their fundamental rights, livelihoods, and dignity. We know this because we see it. It's time to ask ourselves some difficult questions. How can we continue to support and advocate on behalf of immigrant and low-income South Asian families, celebrate the most successful among us while not turning a blind eye to those with limited resources, the other? And how do we stand up and with other communities? We must come together and fight for our rightful place in this country. This can only be achieved through sustained, unified efforts and mobilization of resources. I'm still continuously amazed at the millions of dollars that are sent back to charitable efforts in places like India and Pakistan, and how few dollars are invested into South Asian organizations doing important work here in the US, even though the needs of our community continue to grow. I hope that while we continue to champion important international causes, we also invest in our deepening roots here in the US, here in Los Angeles. For your support tonight. Unrestricted funds from community members like you allow us to not only keep the lights on, but it also enables us to be more innovative and impactful in our programming. And your support also changes lives. It helps the Nepali domestic violence survivor find safety and start a new life. Your support helps an Indian immigrant become a US citizen and live the storied American dream. Your support helps a young Bangladeshi mother apply for benefits so she can feed her children. Your support provides mental health counseling for the child being bullied in school because of his Muslim name. And your support provides assistance to the most isolated and often neglected members of the community such as the 70-year-old uncle who comes into our office every week so we can read his mail, set up his doctor's appointments, and arrange transportation. These are real people living in our city. They look like our fathers, our grandmothers, our children. Some are struggling greatly, but many just need that extra little push, the extra little help from someone who understands them and speaks their language so they can get back on their feet. And that is why I'm asking for your support tonight. We have included donation cards in your program booklets. We hope that you'll consider contributing financially tonight. You can also donate online on our website at www.sansocal.org/donate. And then we have a couple of people in the room, I think Zainab and maybe Saima, who are equipped to take donations before you leave tonight. No amount is too small. Every dollar is greatly appreciated. So SAN has been fighting the good fight well before the current administration assumed power. In fact, next year, as you've heard, we will be celebrating 3 decades of working on behalf of the South Asian community in Southern California. That is no small achievement. So save the date. We have a date. April 19th, 2020, right here in Los Angeles. We're going to celebrate Big Fat Desi Gala style. So over this next year, I look forward to meeting more of you, learning what we could be doing better, and how we might be able to engage you further in our work. I encourage you, as always, to come by our office. We promise to have giant biscuits ready for you when you arrive. And I hope that you'll continue to support us financially and encourage others to do so as well. Thank you again for coming tonight. Thank you for your support. Enjoy the rest of the evening.